we want to see today and tonight is to have a conversation about power to the parents. How parents have said, we'll still make cupcakes and we'll still make the tamales, but move over. The schools are too important for parents not to have a voice at the table. I'll tell you, my mother never graduated from college. My mother never graduated from high school. My mother had a 6th grade education, but she knew that education was the key to the American dream. And look at our children that are here today. Thank you for being here. Let's give a round of applause to the children that are here today. Because I know you're here for them. And my mom made sure that I had a place to study. She didn't understand the assignments. She couldn't help me with the English and the history and the math. She didn't understand it. But in her heart, she knew my daughter and all of her children, there were 6 of us, that we were going to graduate from high school because it opened the doors to the future. She knew that. And look, I'm here today. I'm a senator. I'm the chair of the Education Committee, but it didn't happen alone. My mom fought to make sure I could get a good education.
And so we need to help our professionals in our schools understand that yes, you may have all the experience in the world in what you do, but we have to listen to the parent. We have to give the parent the room and the space to say, what does my child need? And how do we accommodate my child? And try it. If it doesn't work, we can come back and renegotiate. But that's not happening in many of our schools. Last thing I will say is that, as Senator Romero has said, we will not solve the educational crisis in our school, especially in our communities where we have significant challenges, poverty, barriers, without parents being central to that decision-making process and demanding that they have a choice in what they want for their children.
We had a back-to-school night. And after the school night, we introduced a new board, and 2 parents came up to me and goes, so can I be a PTA member? Because they didn't realize that it was mom and dad organization. They thought it was just moms. So again, we're changing, we're moving.
Sometimes, you know, when parents think that they're working in isolation and they start getting some resistance or retaliation from schools, then they oftentimes feel by themselves and they start giving up. So this network was formed, and it is designed to provide those groups with a venue where they can come together with other groups, share strategies, best practices, and at this point we're also trying to identify, well, we've already identified an issue that we want to start working on collectively, since we have.
And not only the children, what migrant education program has done since its inception in 1966, and here in Los Angeles County since 1980, has known that the involvement of parents in the education of children is instrumental, it is critical, it is the foundation of success.
So when they're sitting in the meeting rooms, when the educational services are being determined for children, the problem is not everyone is on the same page. And part of the parents, they don't sometimes understand what their child's disability is. They don't understand what services are available for them, or even what their educational rights are. They depend on what they consider the professionals, the school districts, in order to provide that information. And the school districts, to their credit, do try to do the best they can. But they do have constraints as well. Their challenges is the federal government has never fully funded IDEA, which is a special educational law.
My purpose in being here is to talk to you about the need for an independent voice for parents, something that I've been struggling with as I've tried to get my hands around how to improve the schools in Los Angeles. But as I started to learn how to navigate the system, I began getting introduced to some other parents from elsewhere in our great state. And there are parents in San Diego, there are parents in San Francisco, there are parents in school districts, urban and non, around our state, who face many of the same challenges that we face.
And so across the board, both charter and traditional schools, parents desperately want to see that if something is failing, something is done. Somebody has to be held accountable for that. Someone, gets moved, or, something has to happen for us to know, okay, somebody gets it.
LAUSD is failing because it is not designed to succeed. And that's a crazy statement, but I think it's true. It doesn't serve children because it's designed to serve grown-ups. It's designed to serve special interests and bureaucrats at the expense of us all. And we need to stop that. And we can. So that what the Parent Revolution stands for is the fundamental, simple, but sadly radical principle that we need to filter every single decision we make about our schools, every single syllable about our union contracts, through the lens of whether you make that same decision if it affected your own child.
Reform isn't easy in Sacramento. And today, we have to do more than reform. We're beyond tinkering. We have to transform public education, really turn it around so that we see the opportunities that are there.